How's it going, kiddos? Handsome Jack Boy here, bringing you guys the 19th episode of my Borderlands pre-sequel Legendary Weapons Guide. And in this episode, I'm going to be covering the Zim. The Zim is a scav cryo pistol, and the prefix for mine is Smasher Zim. The prefix for you guys might change. Now, as you can see there in the red text, it says, "Would you like to know more?" That means that the Zim can only spawn in the cryo element. Gains increased magazine size, damage, and accuracy. Now, in order to get the Zim, what you're going to want to do is fast travel to Triton Flats. And from here, from the fast travel station, you're going to want to make your way down to the bottom right-hand corner of the map, basically where my custom map marker is placed, right there in the map. Now, that is where the boss that drops this gun spawns, aka the Giant Sugar Wrath of Ice. Now, in order to get this thing to spawn, you're going to first have to complete the mission Bunch of Ice Holes. You get that from Nurse Nina. But once you get that done, you can come back here and keep farming for this thing as much as you want, as the boss does respawn. But here it is, the Giant Sugar Wrath of Ice, or in my case, the Towering Sugar Wrath of Ice. The name does change depending on the playthrough. Now, I'm just going to say right now that this thing was kind of a pain in the ass to farm. It wasn't because of the run itself to the boss, which was really not that bad at all. It was more or less how many times it took me to get this goddamn gun to drop. It took me at least, I feel, 3+ runs. I have a feeling it's more than that because I spent a couple hours farming it. I don't know if I had bad luck with it or if the drop rates are not that good. But if you guys have farmed for this thing and gotten it, I'd like to know how many attempts that it took you. I was just curious whether or not it was bad luck. But anyways, so getting into what I think about this weapon. It's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I didn't really expect this thing to perform as well as it did here. It does some pretty considerable damage, and I do like how it spawns as cryo. I personally am a fan of cryo elemental weapons, so that's a plus in my book anyways. But I don't know, considering it's a scav, I didn't really think it would be doing as much damage as it is doing here. So it's a nice change of pace, I think, but the magazine size, of course, being what stands out the most with this gun. Really all scav weapons, but with this gun in particular, with how much damage that it does, the magazine size is very nice. Not to mention the accuracy is fairly good, considering it's a scav. That kind of came as a shock to me, just like with the damage. I was a little bit surprised there with the fairly decent accuracy this gun actually has. So really, all in all, it's not that bad of a weapon. Of course, it does struggle a little bit against the badass enemies. I did have a little bit of a hard time, but if you manage to freeze them, you can just get right in there, right up to their critical hit spot, and just let loose. But yeah, apart from that, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe for more, and I'm out of here. Peace!